Hi Divs 1 and Div 2. Here's your first French lesson of the spring. We are going to do regular RE verbs. In the fall you did regular ER verbs. In the winter you did regular IR verbs. Now it's RE. The good news is it's even easier than the others because the endings are shorter and more simple. And the other thing is there's less of them. One important thing to remember with the RE verbs is even though there's less of them, there's a higher percentage of them that are irregular. So other than the list that I give you, if you come across an RE verb, if it's not on the list I give you, you're going to have to ask me if it's regular or not. It might be irregular, in which case it's not going to follow this pattern. So you guys already know the drill. Take off the RE, add the magic ending. But I've got some cards for you guys so you can take some notes just to make sure. Alrighty, where are we? All my stuff is not in order. Alrighty. First step is to take off the RE. Hopefully I get this. So this verb is répondre, which means to answer. So you're going to write répondre out next to each one of the personal pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. And you're going to just take off that RE. So now it looks like this. This is not complete. All you've done here is you've taken off the RE ending. Then, you guessed it, just like the IR and the ER verbs, you're going to add the magic ending. The good news is the magic ending for these ones is a little bit more simple. For je and tu, it's S. For il and elle, there's nothing. You're not going to add anything. You're going to leave it. And then ONS, EZ, ENT, just like some of the other ones you have done. Is that there? Yep. All right, so this is what it should look like once you've added your magic ending. I've got the endings there in red, so you can see. Again, this is répondre, the same verb we used before, which means to answer. Here's what it'll look like when it is all done. I might have to hold this one up a couple times there. So I've got on the left here the French conjugated version and the English translation. Now when you see the two together, it's easier to see why we study verbs so much in French. Hopefully you guys can pause this and take the note. The reason why we study verbs so much in French is you can see how dramatically different they are. In English, if you take a look at that, the conjugated form is just answer. There's only twice here, she and he answers. Other than that, it's the same. But if you look at the French, it's very different. So this is why verbs tend to be a bigger portion of studying the French language. All right, so what are you guys going to do? Just like you had for the IR verbs, I'm going to give you a list. Is that there? Yep. This is the list that you're going to use. So I've written the French RE verbs in purple. Underneath in ink, I've written the English translation. You've got rendre, which means to give back or to return. Attendre, which means to wait for. You've got descendre, which means to descend or to go down, like as in a pair of stairs. You've got défendre, which means to defend. Fondre, which means to melt. Vendre, which means to sell. Perdre, which means to lose. Pendre, which means to suspend. Pondre, which means to lay, as in laying an egg. And interrompre, which means to interrupt. So just like the other ones, I don't want you to just go and do them all at once. One or two a week, as if you were sitting in our Tuesday afternoon French classes. If you do them all at once, great, you'll be an expert. However, you're probably going to forget them in a week or two. So that's why I'd rather you conjugate one or two each week until that list is done. Next week's French assignment is going to be to take some of those and to do some short, simple sentences just by attaching a noun or something like that to it. You can start on that if you feel like you're doing not enough work, but don't go too crazy with it because I'm going to need to give you guys some guidelines. When we write full sentences, it's very easy to make mistakes, and I don't want you using Google Translate or anything like that. I want you to use the tools and the models I give you to come up with your sentences. Also practice the pronunciation if there's someone in your home or you want to record yourself pronunciating those conjugated verbs. I can help you with that if you have a way of getting that voice recording to me. If there's anybody else you can talk to about that. Anyway, that is your first French lessons on RE verbs.